Hello everyone. Thank you for joining me today. This is Duke Ivan with Average GT Sport Racer, and today we will be racing online for the manufacturer FIA Gran Turismo Exhibition Series, the Season 2, Round 7. The track is Autodrome Lago Maggiore East 2, and we qualified 9th, I think. I'm pretty sure we qualified 9th. As always, as I say, the goal is to make up position and to have a clean race, free of incidents. So that's what we'll be trying to do today. It was a very fun qualifier, very fun. Although I could have set a better time, I'm pretty close to being satisfied to where we are, because with the strategy that we've practiced, we can last on super soft for about 8 laps and then pit and then kill the rest of the track if possible. I really enjoyed this track. I had pretty good online practices. My times were slightly 2 seconds off, I would say, from the top 10. Talking about the number 1, actually. So I'm pretty strong on this track, I would say. Again, we're in the Toyota. It's DR4, and we'll be looking forward to using it to its full potential. Well, to our full potential. And there we go. And the race has started. Who do we have ahead of us? We have Beta 0282. And I couldn't tell which car he was in, but we'll see as we get closer. Oh, he's in a Volkswagen. Yeah, those cars are FF, so we can pretty much expect him to burn his tires very quickly ahead of time, or because when you steer and you accelerate at the same time, the rubber just wears more. So we'll be very happy to catch up to him and pass him. This is definitely one of my favorite corners over here. I like the high-speed corner. And there we are, we're getting pretty close. We don't want to hit anybody. Paying attention, we have the radar on. And it looks like DK, the great 05, is giving us some pressure. And is he also in a Volkswagen? I don't know, we'll see. But we just avoided a crash right now. It doesn't look like he likes to take this corner. Yeah, look at that, another one. He brakes very early, or he brakes very heavily, because we're getting pretty close to him on those corners. And from my practice, it shouldn't be happening if you're ahead, but we did qualify below where we should be, because we only had one lap, really. Everything else was ruined, but it was pretty good, but we could have done better. So maybe the people ahead of us, they didn't really deserve to be ahead of us. It looks like we have a penalty. Not sure what happened, but oh, there you go. Another guy just being in the way. We have to avoid him and change our racing line just to make sure we don't get into an accident, because the heavy damage is, oh my gosh, what is going on? What is wrong with the drivers right now? What driving lines are they employing, and what is going on with their braking habits? This is just out of control. And staying on the inside, got a downshift pretty high. I mean, pretty slow down, because we don't want to be on the outside. This is a very tense race. So many drivers near so many potential for crashes, but we are avoiding. And look at that. We have to be very, very careful. This is a very, very exciting race. And hoping to overtake. Our SR went down, not sure why. I'm pretty sure it's, oh, and look at that. We hit him, slight hit, no damage from us, so probably no damage from him. Over here, I understand why the SR went down. It's because we hit him, but the other time, I think the guy hit us. So, very confused about why the SR went down. Somebody just overtook us. We'll let him, and we'll stay on the inside, and a slight bump. Nothing I could do about that. The car was, the brakes were locking. And even if I tapped the brakes to get them unlocked, I was already headed towards him. But it's a negative SR we'll take because we will try to be very safe as much as we can wherever it's possible. But we got our position back, or actually gained a position, and going on the inside there, and he kind of blocks it, which is fine. We caught the slip. This is a definitely very, very, very race full with traffic. It's very filled with traffic, and you have to be very, very careful and pay attention to all the drivers. But I really like this track a lot, actually. I didn't know I would like it so much. It's my, I don't really do it or practice on it that much or race on it at all. But I got a good hang of it, and I grew to like it a lot. One of my favorite corners over here, as I said, because we keep a lot of speed with no tire degradation. I can stay in 5th gear and take the next corner in 4th gear, but since we're trying, and look at that, we're going on the inside and no crash, and we end up in front of the BMW, but the BMW has very, very high torque, and as it looks, they are going to get the position back. But are we going to get it? Yes, we get it on that turn. This is the 3rd gear corner. I think he took it in 2nd gear because he was on the inside. But when you're on the outside, you can take it in 3rd gear and gain a lot more speed. Does it look like we're going to break away from the BMW, who is being controlled or driven by Chemical Valley, a Canadian? And yes, we are keeping that position. Got to be careful not to hit the wall here. And practices, I did hit the wall, but practice, that's where it should happen, and that's where you learn from it, and you try to avoid it during races. As you see, my favorite corner, killing it. And now we just have to catch up to the rest of the pack. And we are 4 seconds away, which is pretty bad, but we don't have any more traffic to worry about. And we don't have to worry about driving safely and avoiding accidents, because we're just going to be full throttle from here on and drive on the limit. Another one of my favorite corner here because it's flat out with the super soft. I don't know if a lot of people know that, because I did catch up to a lot of people on that corner, but it is flat out even when your tires get pretty much to the point where they're dead, I would say. I still took it flat out, but you have to be careful, of course. Very, very, very bad turn here. We used the brakes a little late, and we took the apex very late, so we ended up on the outside and could have hit the wall, but we made up a position because of somebody going to the pits. I didn't pay attention to what tires they have, but hopefully it's not a tire compound that is going to get them to catch up to us pretty quickly. But if they have to pass us, we'll let him by. If, you know, there's a gap, and there is a gap, we'll let him by here. No need to fight. He has better tires than us. So, but I hope he's a great driver and he won't slow us down, because we haven't pitted yet and we are trying to make up position. He's in a Volkswagen, another Volkswagen, very popular on this track, it looks like. And I think I saw he had the soft compound. So our tire life during practice was 8 laps. So around lap 7 we should pit. Well, after lap 7 we will pit. So I think we should still have some funk in there, and we should still be able to give him a hard time or give him a buck for his run. Early downshift, not good on the engine, but we did slow down to get the engine quiet down, so all good. And he's just disappearing, but this is not a corner he likes. During practices, you can take that corner in 3rd gear, even flat out in 3rd gear. That is with no tire degradation, of course. But we can't take it with tire degradation and 3rd gear flat out, so you know, we have to downshift to 2nd gear. But there we go. I think we're gonna try to pit. We should try to pit. Oh, somebody spun or got into a crash because somebody else has a penalty, and we're going to the pits. Super soft tires, no refuel, and we have no damage. So the car is all good to go after the tires have been replaced. Here's the Toyota crew putting our tires in, releasing the car. Great pit stop. And there we go again. We're out on the track. Make sure we look at our radar so that we avoid accidents from oncoming traffic. And we are back in 8th position, which is 1 spot higher than where we started, 9th position. And we are 1.7 seconds ahead of the Brazilian. Don't know how to say his name. I won't say his name, but we are 2 seconds now ahead of him, and we're 1 second behind the Marcus 9, and we just overtook him. Very, very awesome race. I really love this track. So many areas where you can overtake, and it looks like it's the guy that was ahead of us. Is it? Not sure. Did he get into a crash or something? Because I would think he would be at least 3 or 4 or maybe 5 seconds ahead of us. But we passed him. Must be due to tire degradation. It's always the best option during the tire degradation is to maximize the life of your tires for the end of the race, basically. And you don't want to just kill them at the beginning of the race. You want to kill them at the end of the race. And we have an invisible ghost driver. And thank you, Kaz, for doing that, because we don't know how reckless those drivers can be. But anyways, we still kept our position, or we made a position by passing 022. And we just need to keep applying the gas, the foot on the throttle. We need to catch up to the people ahead and try to get a podium at least, or get more positions. And we have, we're 2 seconds behind. Kudona. One of our favorite corners over here, followed by another favorite corner. Flat out again. But we have some trouble behind us. Definitely got to make sure that this guy doesn't get us involved into an accident or rear ends us or damages our car, because we don't want to deal with that. We want to have a clean race or have a race free of damages. We want to bring back the home to Toyota in one piece, and we don't want to bother the mechanics anymore in the pits, and we want to try to get our best result. It looks like, yeah, he's passing us, and he has a penalty, so he's not what you call it, a driver, I don't know, or he's not respecting the limits of the track too much. So we should not worry too much about him. Let him run his run and catch up to the rest of the pack. If he passes people, we'll pass them. We'll pass those people with him, and hopefully we end up getting ahead of him because of the penalty. We have no pressure from behind. 3 seconds. So we don't need to worry about the guy behind us. We just need to focus on what's ahead and get some passes. That's definitely what we want to do. Get some overtakes. And we got the cut. 15 minutes. Thank you for joining us again. And we're losing a little time, but looks like we're gaining it back, because there's some corners that are pretty weak on that we're really strong on. So we're just 1 second behind the Volkswagen being driven by FIA 0282. I'm hoping I'm saying it right. And he's gaining on the drivers ahead, and we're hoping to follow his slipstream and actually get his overtake along with him. The earlier parts of the race were very, very exciting because there was plenty of traffic and we had to be very safe while racing. And we did make up a lot of positions, and there were lots of overtakes on both sides. We made some overtakes, and we have been overtaken. Oh, and somebody spins. Look at that. It couldn't be avoided, but thank you to the Ghost again. Thank you, Kaz and the GT Sports team for employing the ghosting very, very effectively, because that wouldn't have been nice. Although you do want to be very, very you want to be very effective in trying to avoid accidents, because in real life you will have to deal with instances like that. So that's that. Now we have an extra position. We're in 5th, started 9th. And it looks like we can finish 3rd. We can get the podium if we play our cards right. And I want to play my cards right, because we have the tires. Our tires can last 8 laps. We pitted on lap 7. So we have 5 laps gap, and then we are on a 3rd lap. So our tires should last. Oh, and my gosh, look at that. What is going on? A dive bomb from a guy in 6th position. I really don't understand how he thought that he could just pass someone turn one like that. But thank God we paid attention to the radar and we saw him doing his nonsense. I'm not letting him die at all because he's crazy and I don't want to be ahead of a guy like that. We're going to give him as much of a hard time as we can because that is so unsafe and unrespectful. Really surprised that he tried to take the corner like that. And I'm so glad that our car is intact and that we're still in the running, but it doesn't look like we can finish even 4th from the looks of it. Because the guy who's in 3rd has now 2 seconds. More than a 2-second gap ahead of us, so we'll have to settle for 5th. And really, what was Nicolas Tamoski thinking? I think he just was upset that he lost his position. I think he was 3rd, and he just was trying to make it up by being reckless. But still, not a great move at all. Not a smart move. Just really happy that we're in 5th and not last, or actually not even we're capable to finish, so thank you guys for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed it, especially the first parts of the video, and I hope you'll subscribe for more. Thank you guys.